Hello, social media. So, happy Sunday or whatever day it is where you are, if you're in like Australia and whatever. So, guys, today we have Jodie Taylor coming on. So, Jodie plays for the England national team, and she's got a cool story about just growing up in Liverpool. And if you notice, like all the people I hang out with from England, they're from the north of England, and I'm from the south, which is weird. Okay, so I'm gonna try and find. Now I gotta tell you guys, Jodie doesn't know how to like use the ground, so could be fun. Hello, Jodie.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, but I do feel as if like people are scared to come on now since I called Sophia Huerta Judas. You know,
Not
it
gonna lie, I'm like, oh, what are you gonna throw at me?
shows the amount of messages I got, but they're all like funny. Like nobody was like had any problem with it, but it was just a lot of supporters in Mexico now. So, um, Jodie, how are you? What's going on? You are
I'm good.
in Tacoma.
I'm in Tacoma. Yeah. Um, it's a weird time. It is weird for everyone, obviously, but it's strange being here without any soccer. Uh,
Yeah.
we have a long off season, which I don't spend in Tacoma, so being up here without football is a bit strange.
Tell me what you do for fun. Into
Social distance, obviously.
fun anyway. Like I'm already distancing for 5 years.
So you get a rash if you leave anywhere within a mile radius of your
Uh,
house.
I'm like, is there like a bowling alley?
Honestly, I don't know. It'll
Oh
be close anyway, right?
yeah,
We're quite lucky where a lot of us live is right on this waterfront, and it's quite nice going down there. There are a few restaurants and bits and bobs, but obviously it's all closed now.
yeah. Wow.
You
You
need to
could.
come to Tacoma, Dave. You keep promising.
Oh, I'm. Once this is over, apparently I'm going on a nationwide trip because I'm from every time I'm going to games, and I probably will end up doing it. But then they say like the airline prices are going to go sky high again. So, I haven't done any sessions for 2 months, but whatever. Sign up for the My Soccer Training app, mysoccertraining.com. $20 a month, 40 plus sessions. You'll be the best person on your team. Okay, Jones. So basically, what we've been doing is bringing people on that I've worked with and like low key chatting about development, adversity. So I've had obviously Rach came on, and she was told that she would never play for England when she was like 16. Um, Janine Becky came on and she was told that she will never be good enough to play international football by the US star, so she went to Canada. So I told Sophia Huerta she's never going to be good enough to play for the US.
Savage, Dave.
Oh, David, one mistake's not bad. So tell us about Jodie growing up in the north of cold, grey, rainy, sleety England.
Growing up in Liverpool. Yeah. I think at the time I didn't realize it was so grey and cold. And quite a miserable place to be in the winter. But no, it was a great upbringing. Like being surrounded by football or soccer. I guess I just took it for granted. You don't really realize that other parts of the world and America isn't like necessarily like that. So I think that helped me grow as a player. certainly growing up around the game. And it's grown up around the men's game. Like when I was younger, women's football, I didn't even know it existed till probably was about 14, 15. You know, I grew up in primary school playing with boys. There was no girls team, no other girls that played up until I was about 11 or 12 when I actually joined a girls team. So I think I was quite fortunate to have grown up in a country where football is played by a lot of players. Unfortunately, it was just boys back then, but at least I got to be around the game.
Yeah. Who did you support growing up?
Supported Liverpool, but also Tranmere Rovers I played for, and that was like the local team. And back then they were in like the championship back then. So I had two Tranmere, yeah.
Sorry,
so they were.
I had to bite the neighbour's face off again. Sorry. Good boy. So Tranmere. John Aldridge played for Tranmere for a bit, doesn't he?
He did.
That's unfortunate for you supporting Tranmere.
No, you know what? The best game I've ever been to was a Tranmere match. When they played, listen, right? Must have been about 14, and they played Southampton in the FA Cup. And Southampton were top team back then. And it was 3-0 at half time. They were getting absolutely battered. Half the fans left, and then me and my mates were like, oh, we'll stay. Anyway, it was like the comeback of all comebacks, and they won 4-3. Made it through the next round, and guess who we got in the next round? Liverpool. So, no, it was honestly the best game I've ever been to.
That's impressive. Yeah, every time people mention comebacks, I always think Arsenal 4-0 up against Newcastle. I hated that game. I did. My root fan was a Man fan. All of a sudden, for 90 minutes, well, it wasn't even 90 minutes, it was 45 minutes, he was a Newcastle fan. Moron. So you grew up in Liverpool-ish, right? And obviously they didn't have any girls' team. So how old were you when you started to live with Jodie? You just interrupted.
Oh, sorry.
Say hello.
Hi, Jodes. Hi,
Dad. Hey.
Okay, bye. So popular. So when did you start playing with girls?
It was under 12s team. So at primary school, I joined the boys team. And then I think it was like the last few months of like year 6, what would that put you at, like 10, 11, something like that. Our primary school got a girls team. So I'm a twin sister, started playing, I had a few friends who just started playing. It was just like we just put together this team. And we entered in this tournament that I didn't really know much about. And I just remember showing up and just being in absolute awe of like the number of girls teams that were there. Because obviously just being used to playing with boys. Yeah, it was incredible. It was probably like 20 odd teams there, and it was a tournament. And we ended up going on to win this tournament. And it was hosted by Tranmere Rovers, football in the community, soccer in the community. And I think they were doing it to scout local players. And they came up to me at the end, the coaches who were running it, and asked if I'd want to play on the girls' team. So it was just from there. And I got a little letter in the post, as it used to be back then. Yeah. And well, the rest of the
How's he playing for us, like?
Yeah. Yeah, just like that. So yeah, that's how it started.
So you've got like a cool journey, because you ended up playing in Oregon. Right, so how did you go from playing on the streets of the harsh reality of suburban Liverpool to playing in Oregon?
Well, when you put it like that, yeah, it's a bit random that I ended up.
When you think about it.
Yeah, so played for Tranmere growing up. That was my club from age 11 to 18. And I was, back then, there wasn't as much depth to the league and to the women's league, and I was pretty lucky to to have been playing senior football at age 15. So I kind of worked my way up through the different age groups and then played for Tranmere women who were in the top league at the time. So there was a goalkeeper that joined our team who had just finished playing in America at college. And she went to Oregon State for her last couple of years. So she came back and told me all about it and just put me in touch with the coach. And it was just from there, really.
Wow. That's interesting. I feel like that happens for a lot of players because we always get asked
I've lost you.
like the pathway for people in England, and I don't know the pathway for people in England to come over here. I guess these days it's using a service. Is Jodie frozen to everyone else or just me? I don't know. Are you frozen? I can't hear you. Hang on. Wait. Ever since Westfall came on, it's broken. Hang on. I'm going to add you back in because I can't hear you. Okay. Because I'm so like nervous that this is going to crash like it did with Soph, and we lose it. There she is. What makes my top? Woo! It's connecting. Speak to me. I still can't hear.
Hello?
Now, there you are. Okay. So you froze, and you froze when you were drinking. It looked really cool. So.
Can you hear me? All right. Yeah.
So from Oregon, where were you like in the national teams? Like, did you play on the youth national teams or anything? Hey, what internet have you got? Have you got dial-up?
Time Warner.
How long have you got Time Warner? I think there's a hamster running in a wheel. Oh, hang on. And then when you speak up. Okay, we're going to get it back in. So what I'm interested in is if Jode's played on the youth national teams. And let's see if I can get it back in. Jodie. She definitely needs new internet. All right, Gigi?
Hello?
I can't.
All right. Can you?
Yeah, you're kind of you're coming in and out. Tell me about when you got involved in England. Hang on.
Sorry.
What kind of internet?
This is
You've got like
brilliant.
worst internet in the world, I think.
I know. It must have ran out from this lockdown.
It ran out.
Let me try.
All right. I'm here. I'm just here waiting. You're good. I see. Bum, 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 bum. I think she's gone again. Are you there? Right. Was it a Sunday that we lost So? Ah. I'm not a fan of Instagram. Live ain't letting us thrive. Get it? Oh, you just missed me rapping.
Oh, shame.
I know. Oh my God, you can talk. Okay, let's take this advantage. So when did you
Okay.
get into the England? Like when did you start to get looked at by England? Was it in the youth teams? And then why was there such a big gap between the youth teams and the full? And let's tell that story.
Sure. Okay. So I first got into the England youth setup when I was about 15, 16. So I just broke into the women's team for Tranmere. I was playing at a high level for my age, so I got a look in then. So I was doing quite well with the youth age groups. Got moved up an age group, and I remember I was supposed to meet up with the under-19s when I was 17, and had a game that day. We were playing Fulham, who at the time they were the only professional club. They were miles better than everyone, had all the best players. And in the game, I broke my leg. So it was a 50-50 with the goalkeeper. And I just went flying in. It was like 5-0 at the time, or 5-1, something ridiculous. I don't even know why I went in for challenge, but broke my leg. And just from there, kind of fell away from it a little bit. Like I probably didn't have the support that I needed from them. And after that, Tranmere looked after my rehab. I got back playing, and I think that's where I took a step back a little bit and thought, right, I need to make decisions what's going to be best for me and my career and just my future. And back then, teams only trained twice a week. It wasn't professional. We weren't getting paid to play. Like I said, twice a week we trained, and when the opportunity came up to come to the US on scholarship, it was too good of an offer to turn down. But I kind of was told at the time from the national team that I'd kind of be throwing away my chance at the national team if I went. But to have the opportunity to come over here and train every day and just be in a professional environment and get an education, I thought that was really important. So it was just I decided to do that. But I do think from coming over to America, it did affect my chances with the national team. And I still got called in for the youth age groups, but it was just difficult. You're on a completely different schedule to everyone else, like the flights, the travel. So I was kind of in and out the youth setup. And then, under the old coach, I guess they had the set team, and I didn't really get a look in. But I do. I was able to experience playing in different leagues, and the
I lost her again. Hang on. She's spitting bars right now as well. So apparently in Tacoma they don't have internet. So hey, what I wanted to ask was, obviously, like, you've played on a plethora of different teams, like at a very high level. What age did you get called back into the senior team?
I got called into the senior team when I was 28.
Wow.
When I got back. Yeah, so once Mark Sampson got the job and took over, he called me in. But then I couldn't make the initial camp. But then I had to probably wait till later that year to get another call up. And then I got my first cap in 2014 against Sweden. And I started that match, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I was just obviously happy to be called into the squad and just to be there and train with the team.
Yeah.
But then I wanted to throw me in the deep end a little bit. So I started the match, and I've been in ever since that moment. And I think it was about nine months or so before the World Cup, 2015 World Cup. So yeah, I think that opportunity came at a good time, enough time to show myself to be selected for the World Cup squad.
So now we're going to get away from serious stuff. What is your biggest moment in football right now?
Right now?
Like, if so far in your career?
You know, I would have to say it's been one of the major tournaments for the national team. I think the 2015 World Cup was special. I think the game against Canada in the quarterfinals, which I know you were there for, that was a huge moment. Beating Canada, progressing to the semi-finals.
What a goal Jodie Taylor scored in that game. What a goal.
It's a goodie. But I think that was a big moment just for the history of the women's team. I don't think we'd ever, in fact, we had never made it past the quarterfinal. You know, we've never won a quarterfinal match and done it against the hosts in front of 50 odd thousand as well. That was a pretty cool hat trick against Scotland. Definitely a game.
Anytime we play Scotland or Wales, right?
Yeah,
right.
Definitely more on those games.
Like, both of those teams are always improving, but they've definitely got little brother and little sister syndrome. It makes me laugh, like when they all like, because obviously, like, you know, Scotland and Wales, whoever England's playing against, they just support them, don't they? Whoever we're playing against. It just makes me laugh when they go online and like, oh, like, you know, your men's team got out of the World Cup. I just always see it as like a homeless person laughing at someone in a house. You know, at least we were at the World Cup. Okay, question. This is the last question. That's your second last question. Five-a-side team of players you've played with. You can be in the team. Oh, you're gone.
I'll end up missing now. Five-a-side team. Okay, my goalie would be Hope Solo. Has to be. I'd have Christine Sinclair as my forward. With Kelly Smith.
We've got to get this five-a-side team. We're going to add a back in. So far we've got Hope, Kelly Smith, Christine Sinclair. Right, so far we've got Hope, Kelly Smith and Christine Sinclair.
Lucy Bronze.
Lucy Bronze.
Think of a midfielder that I want.
Are you just sticking Lucy back on her own? You're defending.
Yeah, exactly. It's five-a-side. Let's go, Juliet.
Okay. Last thing. One piece of advice you would give to a youth player right now, so that they can become the player that they want to be. What is it?
Like right now in this lockdown, or just in general?
Just in general. I'm so over I don't want to talk about it.
I would say, if I had to do one piece of advice, it would be just focus on yourself and improving what you can do. Control the controllables. Control what's in your control.
Yeah. Well, Jobs, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome. I think we spent more time Frozen than actually.
Hey, it's all right. I love Frozen movies. They're great. I will. I'll shoot you a text after this.
All right, nice one. Good to see you, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, see ya.
Okay, guys. So that was Jodie. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. on here, I want you to do a technical breakdown of Jodie. Look for the game 2015 World Cup quarterfinal against Canada. Very, very good game for you to watch. I'll give you a hint. Jodie's movement is spectacular. I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. This is day 27. Ooh, 27, that's crazy. See you later.